Welcome to Bills Nation Daily, your ultimate daily dose of everything Buffalo Bills. Hit that subscribe button and join the most passionate Bills fans as we break down all the latest news, highlights, and game analysis. Go Bills! The NFL world woke up today to an earthquake-level headline. John Harbaugh, the longtime head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, is reportedly taking over the Buffalo Bills. Yes, you heard that right. The man who spent more than a decade shaping one of the league's most stable and respected franchises is on the move. The Ravens, after years of consistency and defensive dominance under Harbaugh, have decided to part ways, marking the end of an era in Baltimore. This is more than just a coaching change. It's a full-blown cultural shift for two franchises that have built their identities on toughness and resilience. Sources close to both organizations are whispering that tensions have been building behind the scenes, particularly after internal disagreements over the team's offensive direction and player management. Now, with Harbaugh stepping into a Bills locker room hungry for postseason redemption, the entire AFC landscape could be about to change. Fans in Baltimore are stunned, while those in Buffalo are buzzing with hope that this move could finally be the missing piece to push the Bills over the top in their relentless pursuit of a Super Bowl title. The story goes deeper than just a high-profile coaching switch. People inside league circles have been hinting for months that Harbaugh's relationship with Ravens management was fraying, particularly after a series of playoff disappointments and philosophical clashes about Lamar Jackson's role in the offense. Despite their on-field success, there were rumblings that Harbaugh's old-school defensive mindset was starting to clash with the modern offensive trends sweeping through the league. Meanwhile, the Bills, after another heartbreaking playoff exit, were reportedly looking for a coach with a grittier edge, someone who could instill a defensive identity strong enough to complement Josh Allen's offensive fireworks. The match between Harbaugh and Buffalo seems almost poetic, a hard-nosed, defense-first strategist joining forces with one of the league's most explosive offenses. Insiders say the Bills' front office has been quietly pursuing this possibility for weeks, testing the waters after hearing rumors that Harbaugh's tenure in Baltimore was nearing its end. The speed of this transition, though, has caught everyone off guard. From the outside, it might look like a surprise firing, but people close to the Ravens describe it more as a mutual uncoupling. Harbaugh, ever the competitor, was reportedly frustrated with the team's inability to get past the AFC's elite, despite having one of the best defenses in football. He wanted more input in personnel decisions, especially after seeing key defensive veterans leave over contract disputes. On the other hand, the Ravens' front office wanted to modernize, bringing in fresher offensive ideas to better suit Lamar Jackson's evolving style. That difference in vision reached a breaking point after the latest playoff exit. Buffalo, meanwhile, has been scouting leadership profiles for months, aware that their current trajectory, always close but never through the finish line, required a change in mentality. Harbaugh's arrival brings exactly that: a no-nonsense presence, proven postseason experience, and a reputation for discipline that could reshape the Bills' locker room dynamics. The reaction from players has been immediate and emotional. In Baltimore, veterans are reportedly shocked, but not surprised. Many had sensed a shift in energy over the past few weeks, especially as whispers of front office meetings became more frequent. Lamar Jackson, according to sources, was caught off guard by the timing, but understands the business side of the game. In Buffalo, however, the atmosphere is electric. Social media has exploded with fans declaring that Harbaugh time has arrived in upstate New York. Players like Von Miller and Micah Hyde have reportedly already reached out, expressing excitement about what Harbaugh's defensive philosophy could mean for their units. The Bills have long been an offensive powerhouse, but their Achilles heel has always been inconsistency on defense in crucial moments. Bringing in Harbaugh signals that Buffalo is ready to balance its explosive offense with a tougher, more disciplined identity, something the AFC has learned to fear from Harbaugh-led teams. The NFL community, as expected, is in overdrive. Analysts are dissecting every angle of this monumental switch, from contract details to strategic implications. What's fascinating is how Harbaugh's move to Buffalo could affect the balance of power in the AFC. With Kansas City's dominance and Cincinnati's rise, the Bills were under mounting pressure to evolve or risk stagnation. Bringing in Harbaugh isn't just about defense, it's about mentality. He's known for creating teams that punch above their weight, thrive under pressure, and embody a no-excuses culture. For a franchise haunted by postseason heartbreaks, that could be the exact formula they've been missing. Meanwhile, speculation is already swirling about who will take over in Baltimore. Some names being whispered include rising coordinators and former head coaches looking for a second shot. But one thing is certain, the AFC just got a whole lot more interesting. Behind the scenes, this move might have been brewing longer than anyone realized. Harbaugh reportedly had private conversations with close confidants in recent weeks, expressing admiration for Buffalo's roster depth and leadership structure. He's long respected the Bills fan base, known for their passion and loyalty, and viewed the team as one of the NFL's most resilient organizations. When the opportunity came, he didn't hesitate. Sources claim Harbaugh's deal is substantial, possibly making him one of the highest-paid coaches in the league, though numbers remain under wraps. For Buffalo, this is more than a signing. It's a statement. It says the Bills are done settling for almost. They're bringing in a coach who knows how to win when it matters most. Baltimore, meanwhile, faces a crossroads: rebuild under a new voice or double down on the offensive revolution they've hinted at for years. Either way, the NFL landscape will never be quite the same again. The buzz around Buffalo today feels like a city reborn. After years of near misses and heartbreaks, the arrival of John Harbaugh has injected a surge of optimism and swagger into the entire organization. Bills fans are flooding social media with videos of celebrations, chants, and even mock press conferences welcoming Coach H. The city's love affair with football has always been fiery, but this move feels different. It's not just another coaching hire, it's a declaration of intent. The Bills are tired of being the almost team, the one that comes close but falls short against the juggernauts of the AFC. Harbaugh brings something intangible: belief. He's been there, done that, and knows exactly how to mold a roster into a championship-caliber squad. You can already sense that his old-school grit and relentless work ethic will resonate deeply with Buffalo's blue-collar spirit. The connection between the city and coach feels natural, almost destined. And if there's one thing Buffalo fans love, it's someone who bleeds competitiveness the way they do. Speculation is already swirling about Harbaugh's staff selections. Rumors suggest he might bring along some trusted assistants from Baltimore. Names like Mike McDonald or even Greg Roman are being whispered, though nothing official has surfaced. Buffalo's current coordinators are reportedly on edge, unsure of their futures, but eager to prove their worth to the incoming regime. Harbaugh is known for loyalty, but also for decisiveness when it comes to assembling a staff that fits his vision. Expect the Bills' defensive playbook to undergo a complete transformation. Harbaugh's defensive philosophy centers on physical dominance, versatile fronts, and relentless pressure, something that could elevate stars like Ed Oliver and Greg Rousseau to new heights. Offensively, don't expect him to rein in Josh Allen's creativity, but rather to bring balance through discipline and situational awareness. For all the excitement, though, there's also caution. Big transitions bring big expectations, and Harbaugh's success will depend on how quickly he can align this talented roster under his demanding standards. Meanwhile, in Baltimore, the aftermath is just beginning to unfold. The Ravens' locker room, once defined by stability and loyalty, now faces an identity crisis. The departure of a coach who led them to countless playoff runs and a Super Bowl victory has left a void that no easy replacement can fill. Players who grew under Harbaugh's mentorship are expressing gratitude, but also uncertainty. The front office insists the move was mutually respectful, but insiders suggest it was more abrupt than they're admitting. There's even talk that some veterans could follow Harbaugh to Buffalo if contract situations allow it. The Ravens' ownership, on the other hand, seems eager to pivot toward a more offensively progressive era centered fully around Lamar Jackson's unique talents. But transitions like this don't happen overnight. The challenge will be maintaining Baltimore's trademark toughness while embracing innovation, a balancing act that could define the franchise for years to come. Back in Buffalo, one can almost picture Harbaugh standing at midfield during his first home game, looking around at the roaring Bills Mafia, feeling that unmistakable surge of energy that only this city can produce. This isn't a coach who shies away from pressure. He thrives on it. Every season, Buffalo has faced narratives about missed chances, heartbreaks, and cold weather collapses. But with Harbaugh at the helm, that storyline might finally be rewritten. His approach is brutally simple: accountability, preparation, and trust. Those principles turned Baltimore into a perennial contender and could do the same for Buffalo. The synergy between Harbaugh's intensity and the city's relentless spirit feels almost cinematic. You can bet that training camp will look and feel different this year. Louder, tougher, more demanding. For a team that's been searching for its finishing touch, this could be the spark that ignites a championship run unlike anything Buffalo has seen in decades. League insiders are already buzzing about the potential ripple effects across the AFC. The Chiefs, Bengals, and Dolphins now face a re-energized Bills team coached by one of the most respected minds in football. Rival executives are reportedly recalibrating their offseason plans, anticipating a Buffalo defense that will no longer bend under pressure. The AFC East, already fierce, could turn into a war zone next season. Harbaugh's presence alone commands respect. Players know his teams are disciplined, physical, and mentally sharp. Add that to Josh Allen's explosive playmaking, and you've got a combination that could redefine the conference hierarchy. But beyond the tactics, there's a psychological edge at play here. The Bills have often been doubted, dismissed, or labeled as contenders who can't quite close. Harbaugh's leadership could change that narrative overnight. He's the kind of coach who transforms doubt into drive. And Buffalo, a city built on perseverance, couldn't have found a more fitting leader. As the dust settles, one thing is crystal clear. This isn't just a headline, it's a turning point. For the Ravens, it's the end of an era defined by toughness and consistency. For the Bills, it's the dawn of something potentially historic. John Harbaugh's move might go down as one of the most impactful coaching shifts of the decade. It carries with it a sense of drama, destiny, and disruption. The perfect storm for an NFL offseason that's already heating up. Fans across the league will be watching closely as Harbaugh steps into his new role, determined to bring Buffalo the championship glory it has long craved. And if history tells us anything, it's that whenever John Harbaugh takes charge, complacency dies and belief takes over. So buckle up, NFL fans, because with Harbaugh in Buffalo, the entire league just got a little more dangerous, a little more unpredictable, and a lot more exciting. Before we dive back in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support helps us keep delivering the latest Buffalo Bills updates straight to your screen. And hey, don't hold back. Let us know your thoughts on today's news down in the comments. Social media platforms have exploded with fan reactions, analysis, and speculative threads regarding Trubisky's future, reflecting the deep engagement and emotional investment of the NFL audience. Fans dissect potential fits, comparing offensive systems, coaching philosophies, and team dynamics, while simultaneously debating the merits and risks associated with acquiring a quarterback with a mixed performance history. Analysts emphasize that while on-field metrics matter, leadership, adaptability, and psychological resilience are equally critical in determining a player's fit within a team, adding nuance to fan speculation. Reports suggest that teams are meticulously evaluating Trubisky's potential contributions, considering variables such as decision-making under pressure, rapport with receivers, and adaptability to complex offensive schemes, all factors that could influence strategic outcomes in a highly competitive league. Rumors indicate that multiple franchises are actively engaging with Trubisky's representatives, negotiating terms, and exploring scenarios that balance immediate performance needs with long-term vision, highlighting the strategic depth behind high-profile acquisitions. Fans are captivated not only by the potential destinations, but also by the broader implications for league dynamics, including draft positioning, trade possibilities, and rivalries, creating a multi-layered narrative that extends far beyond a single player's move. Analysts note that the uncertainty surrounding Trubisky adds suspense and intrigue, fueling discussion, debate, and anticipation across sports media platforms. The narrative of a quarterback navigating unexpected career upheaval resonates deeply with audiences, blending elements of strategy, personal ambition, and drama. As the saga unfolds, every rumor, leak, and insider report contributes to a compelling storyline that transcends transactional news, elevating Trubisky's journey into a central topic of off-season discourse, one that continues to captivate and engage fans, analysts, and insiders alike. In this way, the combination of speculation, strategic calculation, and personal narrative transforms what might have been a routine roster change into a captivating drama that grips the entire league and its audience. Sources indicate that Trubisky's exit from Buffalo may serve as a catalyst for broader conversations about quarterback evaluation, team building, and strategic risk-taking in the NFL. Analysts suggest that the situation highlights the delicate balance between player performance, organizational vision, and market dynamics, emphasizing how a single departure can ripple across franchises, influencing trades, draft strategies, and coaching decisions. Fans continue to debate the merits of the move, while insiders speculate about potential landing spots, creating a dynamic discourse that merges data analysis, historical context, and personal interpretation. Rumors circulating among league executives point to nuanced considerations, including locker room culture, leadership qualities, and adaptability to evolving offensive schemes, factors that often weigh as heavily as raw performance metrics in decision-making processes. That's a wrap for now. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay on top of all things Buffalo Bills, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what you think in the comments. See you in the next update.